What's up, guys? I don't know if this is a daily news video or just kind of anything about news. Give me 1 second, really quick. Sorry, that's bugging me. A little gray box down there around me. Anyway, so there's been a lot of chatter, right, about Grayscale Bitcoin, Coinbase. So I kind of want to just give my 2 cents about this. These are, so we know there's Kraken, we know the FTX thing. FTX had so many people tied in with that, like how many people, what else is going with it, right? So it's fair to ask these questions, like, hey, what do you think about Coinbase? What about Grayscale Bitcoin? Because a lot of people think this is, well, it's not looking good, right? So I did actually want to just a YouTube short, right? 60 seconds, and all I did was talk about Grayscale Bitcoin, and look at that. Of course, it's trending down. Would you expect lower? Yeah, of course. Why not? But I did want to go over why I do think these two will be fine. One, they are pretty, I don't want to say intertwined, pretty connected. So I do think they're doing all right. I really got to caution the whole talking about Coinbase, though. Like we've been talking about, you want to pull your coins off the exchange, right? So that's no secret. And by now, you guys have heard that enough. You guys should know. Get your stuff into cold storage. Because right now, first of all, none of this news affects me because none of my coins are actually on Coin. Like, I use Coinbase. Got a link down below. It's one of the, like, Coinbase and Robinhood. I think I had Webull there for a little bit, maybe. Only links I've ever really had. I definitely do still like them. But that's just my access to the markets. Then I take that and move it into cold storage. So none of this actually bothers me. The whole FTX scandal is a financial fraud. It's carrying the current badge in face of crypto, but not really a crypto issue. It's just the fact that well, you probably had coins on there. Now they're gone because you couldn't get your money off. But that is a case of you should have had that in cold storage. Not to kick anybody while they're down, but that's how many times I have to say it now. Like, you know how they say, like, oh, you lost some money in the market, you've earned your stripes, or you paid your tuition, right? You can learn from somebody else, right? There's been enough tuition paid that you don't have to do that. So before that happens to you, before you have to individually pay for that tuition, just learn from somebody else, right? They're literally just saying, hey, I paid for this class, here's the answer sheet, do this. So look up the Ledger Nano and move things into cold storage. There is free ones. I don't know them because I don't have them. But do that, because if it goes belly up, it's not something you're going to be concerned with, unless you had an amount on there to trade with. I specifically do not trade crypto. It's too new. It's a new asset class in its infancy stage. Until they put all the pieces on the board, I'm not really interested in trading it. However, I do buy it. And even last year, I even talked about crypto crashing this year, right? Call it a coincidence, call it the tea leaves, call it whatever you want. I was watching the US dollar. And there was one thing I got off last year was Bitcoin to 100,000. In its current track, I said, yeah, we're probably going to hit 100,000 by the end of the year, but we're also crashing next year. So far, it's all panned out, just like I said. Could never guess the FTX thing. Oh, what a disaster. And I get there's all the YouTubers that pumped it. Again, you can't blame them for being YouTubers, right? Like, sure, they shilled it, whatever you want to call it, but they didn't force you to. Right? They just probably said it every 30 seconds until you finally go, let me check it out. But now we know the answer to that, right? Get it off, put it on cold storage. Not your keys, not your crypto. Not something I've ever really said on here, but I'm going to start saying that a lot. If you didn't need a 12-word password to get to it, it wasn't yours. Everything I just said has nothing to do with the ticker coin or Grayscale Bitcoin. So while there's all that hype going on, these are on the markets. Grayscale Bitcoin, I think that's an OTC ticker. Yeah. Not something I've ever cared about because you don't actually own Bitcoin. And I know a lot of people, like, you can go to the website and everything, so down 72%, 73% for the trailing 12 months. Oh, what's not? Okay, if you weren't short the market, of course you're down. Assets under management, 10 billion. So since inception, it's up 10,207%. Let me just talk about this number right here for a second. Well, just with Bitcoin related in general, like, this is the number everybody's like touting, like, oh man, it's down this much in the last year. Like, sweet. Now let's not just cherry pick that data. Let's pretend we bought it before and your number's more like this. So please shut your mouth. We'll get into the crap talking later. This is, I think, it confuses a lot of people. I think that's more a ratio. This is more rights to I can't even say rights to a crypto. You don't actually own Bitcoin. This is not a Bitcoin. This is nothing. Should there be a liquidation, it's going to be settled in cash. They're not just going to make a wallet for you and send it to you. You're not transacting in Bitcoin with this. This is nothing. This is I didn't want to get Coinbase, so I bought this because it's like the next best thing. It doesn't even really trail it. This still has its own supply and demand features of the stock market in general. We can come in here, play market maker. Everybody can load up on this. Now, in a back-end way, they will take those funds. They'll buy more Bitcoin, but that's not going to actually pump. It would take the amount it would take for you to come in here and buy up every one of these shares to actually move Bitcoin. It's not a realistic number. So it's not, just for that alone, it's not even, it's attached, but it's not. Hopefully that makes sense. It's why I've never liked this. I don't care if you like it. If you just didn't have the, I don't want to say balls. That's if you didn't have the balls to just go buy Bitcoin. Maybe you just weren't sure. You had access to this. This is what you're familiar with. I get it, but nothing you actually are in charge of. But nonetheless, look at their fees. Annual fee, 2%. That's a lot, right? So they got money coming in. They're going to be just fine. Whether this goes up or down, that 2% stays right where it's at, like a dividend. Just not one you get to collect. It's one you got to pay. So that being said, I think these guys are actually doing well. I think they're taking advantage by taking advantage. They're selling off with all this this crypto hype for sure. Coinbase, not so much. I know Kathy, the Destroyer of Wealth. It's going to be her new comic book name. She keeps buying this like it's going out of style. And hopefully it pans out to be right. This isn't the next Tesla. I do still like Coinbase in general as far as the stock goes. And you guys know my main income is trading. So as it sits right now, that's a short. More red candles than green. I don't know how else to spell it. If Kathy Woods likes it at 41, she'll probably love it at 20. You know, like, what's to say this thing's not going to just keep going? I'm more curious now with this hype. I don't think it's done. I think crypto's got a little bit left to go. I don't think, let's just pull up Bitcoin real quick, because I don't think, why did it bring up this? This is an old chart. Missing my little blue zones we had here, but we're dropping. I don't think we get to this. So I've been talking about 10,000 for a while. And there's no way we get there on good news. Hey, congrats, it's all done. No, there's going to be a few more bricks to fall. I don't know, a few more pieces to fall. I don't know, whatever saying you want to use. It's not over with. I do believe we still get down there, and it's going to be on the backs of, they got to create some kind of hype. There's got to be some kind of scenario to get it there. And collectively as a team, can we stop saying hodl? Is that a thing? Can the YouTubers, can we just band together? Is any other YouTubers watching this? Can we just stop saying that? Please. I get it. Oh, on the deer backwards. It's hold on for dear life. We could just not be 5, and we could just say hold. Anyway, a lot of people are holding their Bitcoin, hopefully on a cold source like we've been talking about a lot lately. And we got to shake some of those guys out. They're going to be stubborn. We got to sell. It's taken a while, and a lot of people even talked about this being the bottom. And I don't know what to say I literally called this out. There's going to be a green candle. It's going to make some people look like fools. They're going to talk about the bottom. Red candle. Anyway, it happened just like that. And nothing's changed. I still think we're headed south. We're going to have a couple more bad announcements. Going to shake some of those out. I'm worried about... Not worried. I'm focused. I'm watching the $15,000 mark. I've seen reports. I've seen a lot of things about that's where margin calls are going to be at. Now, I personally haven't texted any of the big funds that are in this. If I did, I don't know if they'd reply. But I've heard that's where margin calls are happening. That's where they're going to have to liquidate or pile in. At this point, they might just sell and look to get back in. Why buy in? Why not just get out, let that thing drop? Banks do this all the time in the stock world. It's called stop hunt. You just drop a huge order, sends that thing down, and you get to buy it even cheaper. Something's going to have to happen to send that down. And when that happens, I don't even want to say if. At this point, I'm just going to say when. Coin and Grayscale Bitcoin are going to take a beat down. So The risks with that are, if Bitcoin turns around, does that money come back in? As far as hype goes, do they buy the ticker coin? Do people go in and buy Grayscale Bitcoin? While I think they're cool, if it's driven off the asset, like, why not buy the underlying? Is the biggest question I'll always have for everyone. Like, why intentionally put this middleman there when you can buy the other one? I like Coin. I think Coin as a business could be good. It's pretty popular. If Coin's the one, like Taco Bell in Demolition Man, it's just the one that makes it. That's going to be a great thing for them. And I hope money, when it comes back into the markets, they buy the ticker Coin. But that's what has to happen. They got to go out and say, I like Coin for Coin. The people that want to buy Coin because of Bitcoin, like, that's not going to last forever. And if that's my pool of buyers, I don't know if there's that many out there. So I don't want that to be the reason why I buy. And I would certainly not, not that I've ever spoken too highly of Kathy. I don't know why you would pile in like this. I'm sure she's got her reasons, but she's also blown up a couple funds, you know. Hopefully this one was supposed to be her third time's a charm, you know. Tesla had a pretty good way, but now her number one ticker in ARK is Zoom. Like, all right, so lead the way, Kathy. Like, is this next? Is this going to be number 3, or does Coin actually turn around? So I would certainly be careful. And if you like these tickers, in the morning streams, guys, I have the crypto nerds on. This is on Don Fran's show. I do call them crypto nerds. I mean, they are in it. They are the nerds for sure. They said, God, there was a quote, and I want to just, I'll probably have her on, but she said, like, if you don't understand what you're doing, just hold, just wait. People don't know what they're looking at when they look at this, and I gotta say, ignorance is not an excuse. If you don't know, it's time to know, right? You can increase your allocation with education, but not before then. You know, if you don't know, then you don't know. Chill. Do not go hopping into things you don't understand, because you're going to get burned. If you think you're going to buy Coin because it's going to move with Bitcoin, Coin will move when Bitcoin has hype. Bitcoin can do its own things, but when that hype comes in, then you'll probably see things like Coin and Mara and Riot move. Without that extra hype behind it, they're not flooding into the market on that. So, I don't know. It's just a long-winded way of it. There's my 2 cents as far as that goes. I do think they're going to be okay. I don't think they go belly up. But that being said, as far as the charts go, there's no reason, no need, no incentive to even talk about a bottom. I put everything I have that that's not the bottom on these. So whatever your plan is, stick to it. Remember, you got to have a plan or plan to fail. And if dollar cost average is the only thing you ever learn from watching a big financial YouTuber, then at least you got a plan. What's more important is you get to sleep at night, right? Like, don't go jumping in 2 feet and then start to look around wondering what's going on, because you're going to find out you're looking down the barrel of a gun. Like, it's not going to be a good thing. While this isn't financial advice, I do encourage you to go out there and figure some of this out. Again, as you increase your education, you'll likely increase your allocation. But if you're going to just jump in, at least put your toes in the water, figure it out, and then look around, right? Anyway, I'll wrap it up here, guys. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome week. I know it's a short week for the stock market. I will see you guys all in the next video.